All right, we are live on YouTube. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join us on this Monday morning. If you are here live, if you're here live, it is Monday, June 27th, 2022. But if you're here on the replay, regardless of whenever that may be, stick around because this is going to have tremendous replay value today. My lady and I are going to do the show. We tried to do, late last week, and it didn't pan out. We will probably talk about that in a little bit here when I bring on my lady. But before we get to all of that, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. It is Monday, and I don't know about you folks, but my lady and I had a long but great weekend. It was a fun weekend. We got a lot done. We spent some great time together. We had a few spats every now and then, like relationships have every now and then, but that's normal. And then you talk it out and then it's all good, right? Perfectly normal and perfectly healthy. Now, let me check out the notification first. Let me see if the notification went out. What I'm trying to say. See, I haven't woken up yet, folks. It's it's Monday. The notification has gone out. Let me also check out the back end of YouTube and ensure that that is rolling smoothly, and it absolutely is. Okay, we're going to get right to it because, we're going to get right to it. The topic of today's show is my lady and I talk about 8 ways to resolve conflict in a relationship. One more time, my lady and I talk about 8 ways to resolve conflict in a relationship. All right. Before I bring my wonderful, beautiful, amazing sweetheart on the show, she is standing by live backstage on the StreamYard. Let me just make you folks aware that late last night, I did a brief stream to explain some changes that are coming to both of my channels and my coaching business. You're going to want to check that out to, learn about what's coming very, very soon over the next, 4 days or so, starting July 1st. The topic of that show last night was announcements plus major changes coming on July 1st, 2022. So if you want to get up to date regarding what's coming to the Coach Eli network of channels and what my lady and I are going to be bringing to you folks, check that out. We're not going to be talking about that here on this show because we want to get right to it. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and bring on the amazing lady waiting backstage. Babe, let me bring you on first. Babe, welcome back to the show. We're going to give you a big round of applause. Welcome to the show, babe.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning. Good morning, babe. My wonderful, beautiful, amazing lady is still at my place. She's in my bedroom. And we're going to be doing these shows on Mondays before she heads back to her place to take care of things in her area for the week before she returns for the following weekend. We got a pretty good schedule happening now, baby, right?
Absolutely.
Babe, do you like this new schedule now that we have compared to how it was when you were working in retail management? Isn't it a lot better, smoother, more relaxing? You can get more things done and enjoy life more?
Absolutely, because there are more days off in a row. It's a regular schedule. So off work at 5 on Friday, I can head here, don't go back until Monday afternoon and finish the rest of the week. And so we have, like 3.5 solid days just to be with each other and get things done and work on our relationship and have a lot of fun.
So not working in retail anymore. And I know, you talked about, losing your job, a few months ago, and we talked about that on your interview streams. that are still publicly available on this channel here, Coach Eli, too. Losing your job wasn't a bad thing after all. You're in a good financial position, and you're working with me on the channel here. Plus, you have some other opportunities that you're working on. How do you feel about your future?
I feel my future is bright. I know there are endless possibilities out there, and I'm just going to keep moving forward, keeping that head up, and I know the good things are out there.
Absolutely. And I've got to say, babe, I really love your positive attitude. I know it hasn't been easy. It's not an easy thing to go through what you've been going through lately, but I have to tip my hat to you. Tip my hat to you because, you've really powered through it, and you're so strong, and you just continue to amaze me and impress me every day. So I just wanted to, share that with you and our wonderful audience here, right, baby?
Yes, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get you off the hot seat now, baby, because I know this is a little hot, little heavy to start off the show, huh, baby?
It's good.
It's all good. So, babe, before we get right to it, we're gonna jump into it very quickly because we want to get through this as quickly as possible. Oh, hold on a second. We got somebody in the chat already here. 7777. Hey, welcome back. One of the good guys here. Hello, Coach. Wow, usually I only catch the replays. It is rare I catch a live. Hello, and hello, lady. Welcome, 7777. I've known this person for a while, and we've had some back and forths, but they're actually good. So thank you for being here, 7777. How's the picture showing up on the TV in the bedroom, baby? Is it clear?
Yeah, very clear.
Okay, fantastic. So, babe, before we get right to it, do you want to briefly share your thoughts, regarding what happened when we tried to do this show last week? I believe it was on Thursday evening. Do you want to share what I think it was Wednesday or Thursday evening? I can't remember the exact date, but do you want to share your thoughts about that before we get to the show today?
Absolutely. We had our show planned, and I was at my home, and everything was going okay. And I did not put my phone on do not disturb. That was my mistake. But I received a phone call that I really needed to take. And so I just popped over and I had to take it. And I apologize because that is rude, but it was an opportunity for money. I don't have to go into great detail what it was about, but yeah, it was something that I had to do in order to get ahead. And so I do apologize to everybody out there, but more importantly, I apologize to you, because that was rude. And now I do have my do not disturb on, so there will be no problems today.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, I appreciate that, babe. And, my apologies too. I did overreact a little bit. Yeah, it can come off a bit unprofessional. We've got, I just got a notification on my phone. Dion, aka Sifu Smo channel, is in the private Coach Eli private group chat on Facebook, and he just thumbed up the link to this show, so he may be tuning in. Maybe he'll check out the stream. Yeah, what's that?
I said, hey, Dion.
Hello, Dion, if you're around, brother. Make sure you check out the stream from last night, and make sure, as many people as possible, please check out the stream from last night here on Coach Eli 2. It was a brief, I think, like 35 or 40-minute stream where I explained some of the changes coming starting July 1st, and even some things that are already happening starting today here with this show. So, but yeah, baby, I know that it was a pretty good payday. You made $500 because one of your dogs is not fixed, and sometimes you have people that request stud services, right, baby? Let's just call it that. That's what a real stud is. Not a human man, even though we've been referred to as studs at times, right, baby? A real stud is a male dog that is not fixed, right, baby?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Yeah, but this
yeah.
lady, I want to say that this lady is who I got my dog from. And she asked me the personal favor when, because we live in the same town, asked me if I would be willing to keep him intact so we could breed in the future. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
no problem. And it's not like we're running a puppy mill. He's three, 3 years old and he's only done this 2 times, you know? So it's just when opportunity knocks is when I take that advantage.
Right, baby. And I got to say this. I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and put it out publicly. I mean, because it's your little dog, and your little dog. I mean, I don't want to sound weird regarding this, but he's got a huge wiener, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
It's
God.
quite disturbing. For such a little wiener
Disturbing.
dog, he's got quite a big wiener.
Well, he's the stud. I bet the bitch loves that. I mean, the bitch is the female dog, that the stud is trying to impregnate, right?
Yep.
Right, right. So it's all good. I mean, yeah, he may be a little tiny 15-pound dog or 20-pound dog or something like
No,
that,
he's
but
he's like
man,
12 pounds.
he's 12 pounds, but half of his weight is his wiener. But anyway, I mean, it's Monday,
That's
baby. We
funny.
got we got to give the audience some entertainment. But real quick before I get to the
Yes.
chat, and ODN is here, Old Dirty Ninja. Stand by, brother. It's
Yes.
great to see you here, man. Oh, you see it on the screen already, even with the delay.
Yeah.
We have a slight delay, folks, in case something happens during these shows. We can cut off the stream and then come back. But anyway, no, baby, you made $500 doing that, and she wanted to make sure that she could arrange a time to get you the money. And I mean, this is how amazing my woman is. My woman actually offered that entire $500 to pay for a lavish weekend this weekend, and I told my lady no. I said, you keep that money. But this is why I love this woman so much, and this is how selfless she is. Selfless is the opposite of selfish. She is so giving. She was willing to contribute that entire amount of money. And I'm a man, baby, and I'm a little old school, and even though you're a modern woman, and you're a good balance between the modern woman and old school traditional values, but even though sometimes you come out in a modern way, I still have that old school value of wanting to take care of my lady. Does that make sense to you, baby?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, we're back here. We're live on the air. I personally apologize to my lady live on the air. I've done it many times throughout the weekend. I overreacted a little bit because I just want to run professional shows here, and I want to represent my lady as best as possible. And it's gotten to the point of where we've just decided, hey, we're going to just be our real natural selves. And if things happen like this, then we can, show people how our relationship is in real time, and, apologize to each other in real time. And I think that's something that is great for people to see and learn from. What are your thoughts about that, baby?
Oh no, I agree. I agree with us being completely raw and having communication and people seeing how a healthy relationship runs. I think it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
really good.
Well,
You
fantastic,
know,
baby. Absolutely.
that's
Absolutely.
all
And I got
about conflict resolution, which is what we were going to talk about.
right. And real quick before we get to it here, baby, and I will get to your comment in a second, ODN, Old Dirty Ninja. I didn't forget about you. You know, I forgot what I was going to say. You had mentioned something. Oh yeah, the other day it was actually a good idea to shut the show down because you had some other things going on outside of that phone call, and you really weren't in the complete right mindset to do that show. Do you want to share a little bit about that real quick?
Um, well, you're going to have to remind me what was wrong that day because last week was a really emotional week.
It was an
And I
emotional,
don't know,
basically. We don't have to get into the
because,
actual. Go
well,
ahead.
no,
Go ahead.
if it was Thursday, If the show was done Thursday, then I know it was because that was when I went to go get my oil change and I went to the cemetery.
Yeah, and you went to the cemetery, and a gentleman, a guy that you went to high school with, was buried there.
Four,
You-
four,
four guy
four of
friends
them.
that were in a major car accident because they went off
Horrific.
roading and they flipped their vehicle. Right.
They went into a creek in bed, like, and the Bronco flipped and it punctured the gas tank got punctured. The two in the front were ejected and killed instantly. The two in the back burned to death while they were alive.
Excellent. ODN is killing me with this backdoor action stuff. Oh,
Backdoor
man.
action, I know.
Yeah, we're not into that, but to each its own, brother. To each its own. But yeah, baby, I know you had a lot of emotional things that you had dealt with that day, and basically, after I had killed the show and we talked, we both realized that it was the right thing to do. And you told me you didn't want to tell me about these things. It wasn't that you were trying to keep it from me. You just didn't want to uh, distract me from doing what I needed to do. And I told you,
Not
baby, I
only that,
said,
I didn't want to add any extra stress. I didn't want you to
right.
worry anymore than you already do.
And and here's the thing: what I had told you when we talked that night by phone, because you were coming over the next day, or no, I was going to see you the next day, coming down to pick you up because we had some other
Mm-hmm.
plans that fell through. We don't have to get into that, but basically, I told you, I said, no matter what, just tell me what's on your mind, no matter what, because not telling me is going to make the matter worse than any amount of stress it would give me telling me. It'll give me more stress to not tell me than to just tell me, and we can talk about it and work through it quickly and then move forward. And you know what's interesting, babe? We did talk that night. Everything was good. And then you tried to go to bed that night, and I was just sitting on my couch and trying to, just watch some of my TV shows I watch when you're not around. And I kind of zoned out on my couch for a little bit, and then I couldn't sleep. And then at 2:30 in the morning, what did you do at 2:30 in the morning on Thursday night going into Friday morning? It was Friday morning at 2:30 a.m. What did you do that same or
I
next night?
texted
Or no?
you. I
You texted,
texted you just to let you know that I love you and, you know, I'm sorry. And, that
you
was
couldn't
it. I
sleep,
just, what, I
and you couldn't,
couldn't
and you
sleep.
could, you couldn't sleep. Yeah.
I was upset, and I couldn't sleep and I was thinking of you. And so I texted you and I barely got to put my phone down before you responded.
So you texted me at 2:30 in the morning, and I got back to you in less than a minute.
Yeah,
And what did
basically.
I say? What did I say?
You said, can we talk? Or can I call you?
May I call you? Right?
Yes.
And you were probably shocked to hear that at 2:30 in the morning, right?
Yeah, I
But
was I was taking my glasses off and trying to lay back down, like, because I just thought you would wake up to that in the morning and we would talk.
baby, when something like this happens, I'm thinking about it as much as you're thinking about it. When two people truly love each other, they're going to find a way to make it happen, even if it's the middle of the night. And I called you back at 2:30 a.m. and we talked for an hour until 3:30 a.m. And I'll tell you, baby, that phone call in the middle of the night meant the world to me because it shows
Yeah.
that we're both willing to lose sleep to make sure the other is happy. And I went to bed after that and I slept like a freaking baby for like 5 or 6 hours and was so energized the next morning. So that's what happened. I know we've kind of gone off on a little tangent to share this, and we're already 19
Uh,
minutes into the show. So we should probably move forward, baby. But real quick, let me just read a couple comments here before we get to the blog. Older Ninja says, whenever I had conflict with my lady, I always found the best way to resolve things was with some good old-fashioned backdoor action. Well, like I said, my lady and I aren't really into that. I know she's had some exes that were, but I'm not. And I think you're grateful for that, baby, that I'm not into backdoor
Yeah.
action.
Oh, sorry. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Okay, that's all good, baby. It's all good. 7777 says, I missed that stream, but I watched the follow up one. Yeah, well, that stream has been put to private. So, I put it to private right after I killed the show. So you're not going to be able to see it. But yeah, I'm glad that you saw the follow up one. And if you guys get a chance, make sure you watch the stream I did last night briefly by myself. Right here on Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. It's going to get you up to date with what we've got, coming here in the future and how my lady and I are going to be running the business. So, baby, are you ready to get right to it, baby?
Let's do this.
All right, I'm going to switch over to the browser source, and it will update on the screen there in just a minute or so because of the delay. And I've zoomed in. I know when we first did this show, we tried to do this show last week. It was a hard time for you to see it on the screen, but I've zoomed into this baby 170%, and it still is formatted perfectly on the screen here. Real quick, before it updates on your screen there, ODN, Older Ninja says, you guys seem like good people. I'm telling you, try the old-fashioned action if you get a chance. Well, thank you for the
advice.
Thanks for the advice, bro. But yeah, we're old fashioned, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong. We have some fun in the bedroom, but we just we're not into that. It's all good, to each its own. But anyway, all right. Baby, has the screen updated yet for you?
No.
It'll be getting there any second. Let me read it
right now.
How can you read it actually now? Can you see it?
Yeah.
Much better, huh?
Yes.
All right, let's get right to this blog. We're going to get through half of it. We're going to go very quickly, baby, because there's a lot. So let's keep our answers short and to the point. And then we'll take a break at about the 45 to 50-minute mark here and then come back with the second half. All right, so this is from the website debbiecarberry.com.au. I think she's from Australia, which is what the AU is. I think so. And this is her blog site, and she wrote a very good blog with lots of examples regarding this topic. And the title of the blog is 8 Simple Strategies to Resolve Conflict in a Relationship. One more time, 8 Simple Strategies to Resolve Conflict in a Relationship. Let's get right to it, baby. I'm going to read a few paragraphs here, and then we're going to dissect it as we go along. Ready to rock it, baby? You feel good today, don't you?
Let's do this.
All right. Yeah, let's
ready.
do it. All right. Many couples from around the world contact me for help when they are struggling to find strategies to resolve conflict within their relationship. Well, that's a business that will never go out of business, huh, baby?
No shit. Yeah.
Conflict resolution amongst men and women, because we're biologically different, especially with our emotions, baby. Damn, baby. But anyway, hey, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, all relationships have some level of conflict at one time or another. No shit. However, in some relationships, the conflict can be quite frequent and intense. Huh. Wow. Does that ring a bell, baby? Does that ring a bell, baby?
Oh. Well, for a lot of my past relationships, yeah.
Yeah. Well, baby, you can be intense at times, but when you get intense, how do I usually handle the situations with you?
You calm me down. You stay calm, and you bring my anxiety and my intensity down, and we work through it.
The key phrase you said there is, go ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, in the other relationships, when I was in that intense state, it was like I was pouring fuel on their fire. So it just was constant back and forth. It never got resolved.
Right. And here's the thing, baby.
Way for us to talk.
Right. Here's the thing. You hit the nail on the head baby, with the key phrase that you mentioned. I stayed calm. Here's the thing, guys. Women are, I keep saying this and I'll say it until I'm dead and buried, right? Okay. Women are emotional beings that respond to everything emotionally first based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And then they may reason with logic afterwards, right? So if you're a guy and you don't stay calm and you get emotional as a guy when the woman is looking at you as her rock to calm her down, if you get emotional, all you're doing is pouring more fuel on her emotional fire that's already raging out of control, right? So
Yeah.
when you stay as a man, you have to understand that that is how women are at a normal level. Okay. So whenever my woman, has a moment, okay, or many moments, because she's a lady, right? Okay. I stay calm. Now, don't get me wrong. There are times because my lady, she's a beautiful, petite woman, right? But this beautiful, petite woman, man, baby, you've got some fire in you, baby. You may be tiny, but Jesus Christ, right? I mean, sometimes, she rages so much fire within her that I will react every now and then, baby. Sometimes you can really push my buttons, right?
Yep.
But even then, for the most part, I cool down very quickly, and once I calm down and I'm able to, come over and give you a hug and try to pull you back in, right? And sometimes you resist, baby, and baby, you are a master of resisting in those situations. But I keep staying calm and calm and calm until I wear you down. And then what happens? You come into my arms and you're like, "What, baby? What's the phrase? Like silly putty and stuff like that?"
Oh yeah, I just melt. I just
Isn't that
melt
beautiful?
into your arms.
Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Real
Yeah.
quick, babe. 777's. Sorry, 7777 says, I got to say, you guys make a good co-hosting team. I dig this energy. Thank you so much for that, bro. That's why I love this woman. And that's why, I deal with her emotions.
Thank
All
you.
women have emotions. You deal with the ones that care about you and love you the most. And this one has cared about me and loved me more than any other one. That's why I keep her around. Right, baby? And that's why you keep me around too on the flip
That's
side,
why I
right?
keep you around too. Yeah. We work well together.
Yeah. All right. Let's continue here. Disagreements can be about what we want and need from our partner, how we parent our kids, money, and even our values, beliefs, hopes, and dreams. Arguments can range from being quite trivial to significant and possibly damaging to the relationship. I get curious. Let me scroll up here a second. I get curious when couples tell me that they don't have any conflict or never fight, as this can mean that important issues are not being addressed within the relationship. Disagreements happen because both parties feel strongly about an issue. Fighting is about compromising on issues and finding strategies to resolve conflict that meets both partners' needs. Healthy relationships allow both parties to feel safe enough to talk about big and small issues without feeling like the relationship is at risk. So, baby, like the blog author said, she gets curious when couples tell her that they don't have any conflict or never fight. Those are guys that basically are either like emotionless or just like don't have a
Just don't
spine or
care.
just they don't care or they're not great communicators. Because let me tell you something. For me, like one of the most important aspects regarding a relationship to me is the emotional bond. And even as a man, if I don't have that healthy emotional bond with my lady, there's nothing there. I don't care how hot the woman is if I have no emotional bond, right? You know, so what are your thoughts about that? Regarding couples that don't have any conflicts, and it's not, baby, it's not about. She calls it fighting. I call it, discussing. I like to call it discussing or communicating and stuff, but she says fighting there. What are your thoughts?
Um, yes, I believe it is very important in a relationship to have open communication. And with that, you are going to have conflicts. You are going to have disagreements. And with that being said, in a healthy relationship, those two people will come together and make a compromise. on their feelings. So, for instance, you know, you're not a big person to go to the bar and play darts, but we found one that you really enjoy that's your style, great food, and I'm able to play darts. And that was our compromise, you know? That avoided any conflict. That way we could both be happy.
Well, yeah, and don't get me wrong, baby. It's not that I don't like the bar scene or playing darts or anything. I mean, I'll tell you honestly, babe, when I was younger, I was at the bar scene all the damn time, especially, in my, early to mid 20s and even maybe until, my late 20s. And by the time I hit my early 30s, it's like, you know, don't get me wrong. I like going and having a nice drink every now and then and having some fun. But when most men reach the age of 30, they start to mature a bit. At least most normal men. I know some never mature. I get that, right? And it's like,
Yes.
okay, it's like I don't feel the need to go to the bar every day, or I don't feel the need to go and get drunk or drink my sorrows away or anything like that. I need to focus on staying healthy and focusing on my purpose. And that's just, for me, I'm very focus driven, and my purpose is everything to me. And I'll tell you one more thing, baby. Like, uh, the don't get me wrong. I love a nice drink every now and then. What I don't like is the after effect of the dry mouth in the morning. And then it just kind of almost kills the rest of your day. You feel like sleeping the day away. So, yeah, every now and then, no problem. I love going to the bars and stuff. But I know it's something that you enjoy more so than I enjoy. That's what you were saying, right?
My point was about that is because we've been to some other bars that you just don't feel comfortable in. They're too divey, they're not nice.
Well,
So
they're
the
trashy. They're
compromise
tr-
was
they're trashy, baby.
trashy.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yes. So the compromise factor I was making was that we found one that would also make you happy as well as make me happy. I wasn't saying you didn't like to do that. You just didn't like the atmosphere of some of the places.
Yeah, I'm not trying to say I'm a spoiled brat or anything like that, or a prissy type of guy, but I've grown up and been raised in a nice area, and I'm not really into the trashy dive bars and stuff like that. I mean, I will go to some, and I have been to at least one with you. And I'm not saying I wouldn't be willing to go to any trashy dive bars, because here's the thing, baby. When you go out of town, you and I are going to continue exploring all over California. We're going to be driving all over the country eventually, and we're going to be, doing live streams from the road and stuff. When we go to these areas, we're going to want to experience these trashy dive bars, right? And we're going to want to experience all that as part of, being in that area, right? So
Yeah.
I think it's just more of, locally in, here in the Bay Area where we live. I think it's just locally. I'm not into like the local type of trashy dive bars, but you know, that's that. I think I've said enough before I go further off on a tangent. Let's get back to what we were saying here.
Yeah.
If
Redirect.
you redirect, if fighting means one person wins, then unfortunately the other party will need to lose. Conflict under these circumstances is not healthy for a relationship and may cause term damage. Real quick, baby. For me, fighting, I don't call it fighting. I call it resolving a conflict, or talking things out. Right. For me, it's not about winning. It's like, when I
Yeah.
talk things out with you, I'm not, playing a game with you. I'm not challenging you. I'm not trying to say, oh man, and you're a woman and you must listen to me. No, it's about, baby, hey, here's what's going on. What are your thoughts? Here are my thoughts. Let's find a happy medium for the both of us, and you've even, cause baby, here's the thing. Like, you're one of the most intelligent women I've ever come across, but you still have those emotions of a woman that sometimes like will override any logical thing, because you're going to get emotional, right? And sometimes
Yes.
you'll come to me and say, you just want to be right all the time and you just want to win everything. And what have I told you during those times, baby? When you even call me out saying you just want to win and always be right, blah, blah, blah. What have I told you every time?
It's not about winning.
It's not about winning or losing. It's about, coming to a happy
Resolution.
resolution,
Yeah.
happy medium, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you want to add to that, or should we continue?
Let me see. What was the last statement? Conflict under these circumstances? No, I'm good. I think you hit it.
Okay. There are some basic rules to follow when fighting that will keep the relationship on healthy ground. John Gottman, a researcher into
Marital.
marital. God, you got damn. That was just my eyes, baby. John
Oh,
Gottman, a
it's okay.
researcher into into marital stability and divorce predictability, has found 4 behaviors that he says can seriously damage the relationship and lead to its demise if not addressed.
Oh,
So
oh yeah.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over these, baby, and then after we come back from the break, we're gonna go over the 8 strategies to resolve conflict before we end the show. So this is great here. So he calls them the 4 horsemen, and I'm gonna scroll down there and start reading the one. It'll catch up on your screen in just a minute or so. Okay, so number 1 is criticism. When we criticize the person and don't deal with our complaint, we take the focus off the issue. These personal attacks can become hurtful and shut down meaningful communication. Baby, with no disrespect intended, you do this to me all the damn time. But I understand, before I turn it back to you, I understand why you do it to me, because you're an emotional being. You're female, and that's normal, right? And you don't mean to do it, right? But it's how I handle it that makes all the difference. And then we just talk it out. Go ahead. What are your thoughts about number 1, criticism?
Number 1, criticism. I am the queen of this.
No
When
shit. Woo!
when I
Wow.
feel when I feel attacked, I will lash out and I will point out every issue that the other person has. Because it's really hard to hear the truth when your partner is coming to talk to you. So if they're coming positively to talk, but you find it as a personal attack, then what happens is you turn that around, you start criticizing your partner, you belittle them, you emasculate them, you do whatever you can to feel better. And it's not a positive thing. I'm not proud of it, but
Do you mean
he's right on point right there.
do you mean, I don't mean to cut you off, but that's why we're here for you. You mean emasculate, right? Emasculate the man, right?
That's what I said. I said emasculate.
Oh, okay. Okay. Maybe my hearing was
I
off.
was
Go ahead.
talking
Sorry.
very fast, but yeah, no, with my last boyfriend, I did this all the time because this man had no motivation to do better. And he
Right.
kept pushing me to get all the retirement, do everything, get the higher paying job. And he was just happy with his. So I would just criticize him and just basically tell him he was just nothing but like a 12-year-old child
Yeah.
who had no motivation in life. And so,
Right.
yeah, I see criticism and yeah, on point there. Moving on to defensiveness.
Ooh. Okay. Number 2, defensiveness. That was a great response, baby. Thank you for that. Defensiveness
Mm-hmm.
can be directly linked to criticism, but also happens at other times. Partners can become very defensive, which can escalate the conflict even further. Defending can be a way of avoiding taking responsibility for your own actions. Let me say this real quick before I turn over to you, baby. In my younger days, I used to always avoid taking responsibility. And this wasn't just in my relationships with women. It was, with my friends. And let me tell you something, the guy friends, Like they know when you're bullshitting them a mile away, right? See, guy friends will love you as long as you're honest with them and you own up to your shit. And the same holds true for relationships, right? So,
Yes.
you know, partners can become very defensive, which can escalate the conflict further. Now, here's the thing in dating relationships, baby, because women are emotional beings, especially when you ladies go through things like you're about a year younger than me. You're 47, I'm 48. You're going through menopause, you're going through a change, and your emotions are all over the place, more so because of your biology, right? And so,
Yeah.
you know, uh, men that understand that, like myself, can sit there and take that into consideration when you have those moments. And sometimes when you criticize me, you're not really trying to criticize me. You're just having an emotional moment. And all you need from me is what? What do you need from me? Does that make sense, first of all? And what do you need from me in that situation?
Hold on. I want to go back before I answer that. I want to comment on ODN's comment there. Nothing wrong with a little constructive criticism. I totally agree. It's the approach you take with your partner when you want to give the criticism. If you come at them in an attacking mode, they're going to get defensive, which then leads to the conflict. But if you could sit down and have a calm adult conversation without belittling somebody, that would be constructive criticism, and that could make the relationship go further.
I, I so appreciate that, baby. Let me read these comments here, and let's just go through these comments real quick in the chat. Older Ninja ODN says nothing wrong with a little constructive criticism. Absolutely, brother. And then furthermore, ODN says Eli has thick skin. If anyone can handle it, he can. And let me just read this. Read the rest of the comments, and then we'll comment on it.
Yeah.
7777 says strong men like Eli tend to handle criticism like a water off a duck's back. And
Quack, quack.
7777 says exactly at ODN. Facts 7 says ODN. Let me respond to that real quick. I appreciate that, guys. And this is something that I worked hard to get to. By the time I reached age 30 in my real life. So by the time I reached age 30 or so in my real life, I didn't let things bother me. But what happened when I came on YouTube 5.5 years ago and didn't understand the court of public opinion and trolling and all that stuff, I let it get to me for a year or two. And then I figured out how to handle myself better out here. And it's you handle yourself similarly as the way you do in real life. It's just the digital version. And the only difference is you have a lot of people coming at you at once because, YouTube and Google, the YouTube platform has 2.3 billion people on it, and they're just sitting on their ass at home on a smart device coming at you. So you have to learn how to handle it. And so, I'll tell you this, let me add this here before I turn over to my lady. YouTube has taken my already tough / thick skin and made it 10 times tougher because you have to have tough skin or thick skin times 10 to survive out here, especially after what I've been through. And ODN and 777 know about that, and so does my lady. But what this has also done for my real life, babe, it's made me 10 times stronger in real life, which benefits you as a woman because you can come at me, let's throw anything at me, and basically what happens, baby? Go ahead.
Nothing. I could throw anything and you come back with something that's positive and you calm me down and everything is good.
A lot of times I laugh too, baby, when you're getting
Yeah,
emotional.
you laugh right in my face. And you say you're being effing ridiculous.
Baby, it's okay. This is uncensored. You can say fucking ridiculous every now and then. YouTube's not going to chastise you for that. This is 2022. I know you're trying to be really nice, but yeah, you're being ridiculous. NC is Queens in the house. Yeah. Oh, one more message here from ODN here. Good to recognize that. You are very right. There is a difference. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, baby, that's what I do. And when I start to laugh, when you're getting really emotional, baby, and sometimes it happens for no reason, even though you're going to say there's always a reason, sometimes you're getting emotional for no reason. And I start to like smile and laugh, and you're so intuitive. You pick up on the fact that I'm laughing at you because you're being emotional, right? Which kind of triggers you a little bit more momentarily. But at the same time, it also conveys a message to you that, you know, baby, you're not going to get your way just because you whine and complain about things or you whine over things, right? You know, the way to get your way with me, baby, is to just be chill, cool, calm, and collective, and you'll get your way, right? So share your thoughts about that before we.
Oh, well, yeah, no, I completely agree. Um, we are almost 10 months into this relationship,
Yeah.
and I am learning how to be in a relationship with a man that loves me unconditionally, has no ulterior motives, doesn't want to hurt me. And that's why I get defensive. That's why I get closed off. That's why I get triggered so fast. But I feel your love. And eventually I just wind up laughing with you because I know I'm being ridiculous because I shouldn't be coming back at you.
Because you're a woman, baby.
Well,
Because
it's also
sometimes,
because of it's because of the T's in my life, all the traumas.
yeah, and a good man is going to recognize that, you know, the woman they're with is going to have some trauma. Every human being has some form of trauma in their life, right? Some more than
Oh,
others. Baby, you redefine
yeah.
trauma. You redefine that word, baby. Is that a fair statement?
I literally have like an Excel spreadsheet of my big T's versus my little T's. And it probably goes on for like 8 pages.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Okay. You know, I had something else to say, baby, but it slipped my mind. Let's
Booyah.
continue here because we got to go through these last two, and then we're going to take a break and come back and go over the 8 steps of conflict resolution. Um, okay, so
Yeah, I need to
number
go get
three,
the fan in the living room.
yeah, number three, contempt. This is toxic to relationships. Mocking or making fun of a partner at any time is not a great idea and can leave a partner feeling belittled. Gottman found that if you show contempt to a partner, there is an 85% possibility of the relationship ending, and his research has been shown to be pretty accurate. He calls contempt the sulfuric acid for love and describes it as a form of psychological abuse. Well, let me say this. I disagree with that. I think sometimes if you make fun of your woman in a playful and loving way, that baby, I do that, baby. I mock you all the damn time, but I do it in a playful way. But it does trigger you initially. When I mock you, tell me how much it triggers you, baby. I mean, this dude is right to a certain extent. Doesn't it trigger you?
Well, yeah, no, and I was gonna, I disagree. I think this is true. Um, and I'm gonna go back to the last guy because, he was trapped in a child's brain, He is a 46-year-old man that did nothing but play video games all day long and all night long while he was at work. And he had no
Yeah,
desire to get another job because at his job, he was there by himself so he could sit on the computer and play video games and do
yeah.
nothing and So I belittled that. Because I was going to work and I was working my ass off. I didn't even have time to look at my phone.
But I don't think you were belittling. I think you were just being honest, baby. This guy had no future purpose, and why would you want to be
But
with a
my
man that has
words,
no
it's the
purpose?
way, it's like, I'm sorry to interrupt. It's like I was saying before, it was the way I went at him was not, it was not productive. I
It was not.
belittled instead
You didn't.
of
You didn't take the mature.
constructively criticizing.
You didn't take you didn't take the mature approach. Sorry, you didn't take the mature approach. Is what you're saying.
Exactly. I criticized and that is sulfuric acid of love. And that's
Mm-hmm.
why you eventually, even if you start off having a semi good relationship, you think you can settle for this person and be
Yeah.
happy, then like once you start doing this, it's over.
Right.
It's absolutely over. I mean, there was no way in my marriage, I couldn't do anything like that with my ex-husband because he had his crap together. But the next two guys, I was always making more money than them. And it's just hard to not belittle a man like that when they have no drive to do better.
Right. 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 And when they're out earned by their woman and their woman is smarter and just better in every way, I mean, that annoys a man. But at the same time, you as a woman that's successful and has her shit together should also be able to recognize that those guys are out of your league. But I think you've learned that, baby. I think
Yeah.
I think you've learned that, and you were younger when you were in those relationships. That's why you were able to choose a guy like me this time around, humbly speaking, that is, right, baby, before we
Yeah.
continue here?
Yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely. I knew I was worth something better than those guys. So that's what I went and looked for. And I found
Yeah.
my soulmate.
Amen, baby. Ditto on the flip side. Number 4, stonewalling. The final horseman is stonewalling. Oh, stonewalling is something I fucking hate with a passion.
Mm-hmm.
This is when a partner withdraws from the discussion and can literally mean they walk away. Baby, you do that all the damn time
I did
when
that just the other night.
oh, God. But it can also mean emotionally disconnecting from their partner. Well, yeah, baby, like stonewalling is something that nothing. I'm going to give you my secret, baby. Nothing annoys me more in a relationship than stonewalling, because like I'm actually trying to talk with you and resolve whatever's going on, and instead of you wanting to talk it out with me because I'm not saying exactly what you want me to say, right? Then you walk away, right? And then you know I typically don't chase women, but in that situation, if you're really emotional, I will maybe follow you a little bit. And if you still don't want to talk, then I'll give you space to sit there and process things, right? It was kind of
Yeah.
like, after what happened after the first time we tried to do this show last week, okay? We talked by phone and I thought everything was good, but then you couldn't sleep. And then you thought about it. You had all this time to think about it, 3-4 hours since we talked earlier that night. And at 2:30 in the morning, you texted me and you needed a little bit more before it could be resolved. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, at stonewalling. Yeah. I mean, guys and gals, look, you know what? You should be able to talk things out at any time, day or night, regarding anything that's going on. And if you're not willing to talk with each other and work things out, then it's just not meant to be. And don't get me wrong. Women and men are both going to stonewall every now and then. But in my honest opinion, I would try to not stonewall, period. I would tackle things head on, and that way you can move forward. Like, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, baby?
um, I think sometimes um I don't think stonewalling is a good thing. But I think that the important thing to respect is that if there is a dispute or conflict, if one of the people says, I need to walk away and take a breath before I come back and say something, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
to, then you should allow that partner to gather themselves, because that's when those 4 steps above come into play. So you need, when the stonewalling happens, what you need to do, walk away from each other, take a break, not a breakup, but an hour, walk away, by yourself, calm down, come back and talk calmly.
Hmm. Okay. Fantastic,
Are you
baby. All
laughing at
right.
ODN?
Well, yeah, I'm going to get to those comments in a second. Let me just read the last part here, and then we'll get to the comments, and we'll take our first break, or our only break before we get back to the 8 strategies to resolve conflict. Can conflict be helpful? Some couples, hold on a second here. Some couples are afraid that conflict will end the relationship and attempt to avoid it at all costs. The risk of not engaging in conflict when issues occur can over time place a relationship at risk as the issues accumulate and become significant and more difficult to deal with. The trick is to find strategies to resolve conflict as it arises up in healthy ways. Right, baby, here's the thing. Like, if you don't, for me, whenever there's a conflict, when you have a conflict with me or something is just off, right? We talk about it right away. Like, I'll say, baby, what's wrong? You say, there's nothing wrong. And I say, baby, what's wrong? You say, there's nothing wrong. And I'm like, baby, when a woman says there's nothing wrong, there's something really freaking wrong, right? So let's talk about it. Okay, right? Exactly, right? If an inexperienced man, especially the younger guys, and I was young once too. I didn't understand this, but I get it now. If an inexperienced man takes a woman at her word or words when they're emotional, and when the woman says there's nothing wrong and doesn't understand that there's really something wrong and just lets it go, that's going to build up in that woman, and eventually she's gonna erupt like Mount St. Helens volcano. She's gonna blow.
Yep.
Right. So part of what I do here to teach men is to understand the language women speak. And let me tell you, at age 48, I still have some difficulty figuring it out because women change it up all the damn time because they're emotional, right? But for the most part, take this as gospel.
We're smarter than you guys.
Okay, we're just gonna let you have that and move forward, okay? But anyway, it's all good, baby. We're both equally smart in the modern world, baby. Right? We're both equal, right?
Okay.
Anyway,
mm-hmm.
Take this as gospel. When a woman says there's nothing wrong, there's something really fucking wrong, and even when you call her out on that the first time, she's gonna continue saying there's nothing wrong. Why? She is testing your strength. My woman, baby, is this a fair statement? You have tested my masculine core, my masculine strength, probably more than all my exes together combined. Fair statement.
Okay.
You don't agree with that, baby?
I don't know. I don't know what your exes did.
Oh, baby, do you test my masculine strength quite frequently without even realizing it?
I do, but what I'm saying is you can't ask me to compare it to your exes when I don't know them. So yes, baby, I have tested you.
Yo, all the and the shit test never ends, guys. Even though women say there's no shit test, and it never and the shit test is consistent, right? Anyway, oh, okay, all right. So when we get back from break, we're going to go over the 8 strategies to resolve conflict. We're going to blitz through them pretty quickly. But let me go ahead and go back to full screen, babe, and let's read the chat real quick before we take our break here. ODN says, I don't like it when people point certain things out about me, even if it is true. Sometimes it is good to let someone know their faults. Other times it isn't. ODN, here's it. Yeah, I can agree with you to a certain extent. As far as I'm concerned, I would rather have people come at me and just give it to me in one shot. You know why? Because that way we can work through it, get over it, even if it's, hurtful and stuff like that. Like what I don't like is some people, what they'll do is they'll breadcrumb you, right? Because they want to keep stringing you along and keep you around. I'd rather have somebody get to the point, call me out on my shit, call me out on everything you don't like about me, and then I'll respond and, I'll say, hey, it's your opinion, and we'll just move on, right? But I get what you're saying. Everybody handles it differently. For me, I'm not trying to say I'm all that. I've become incredibly strong. And I've also, at this age of 48, I just don't have time for any drama or bullshit, And even though I'm in good shape and my body is fairly strong, I'm getting older, and I don't want to overly stress myself out and possibly have a stroke or something. I'm at the age right now where even though I'm in good shape and in good health, stress can give me a stroke. It can give anyone a stroke, especially as they get older. Make sense, baby?
Yeah.
Okay, so 7777 says, the YouTube nonsense has taught Eli how to deal with just about anything. No, you're right. And here's the thing, 7777. In my real life, I was already able to handle just about anything. After I hit 30, I learned. I keep learning more as I've gotten older, right? Or I've kept learning more as I've gotten older. But what YouTube did is you have to have thick skin or tough skin times 10 to survive on YouTube. And what YouTube does, it also makes you practically indestructible in real life, because in real life, you're not going to deal with 90% of the shit that you deal with on YouTube, right? So I think that's another reason why maybe it works between us, babe, and I can handle your emotions because I've been through so much. I'm not going to say you were bad, but I've been through so many things on YouTube, which is what I'm trying to say, with many people coming at me left and right. If I can handle that, I can handle anything. And that's a good point there, 7777. And ODN says that certain type of action he's been talking about is where it is at. Okay. All right, baby. Are you ready to take our first break here, babe?
Yes, I am, my love.
Okay. I'm gonna come grab you. Give me a second. I'm gonna come grab you from the room. So I'm gonna put you backstage, baby, and cue up that music. All right. So music is already queued up. I was queuing it up while my lady was talking a little bit ago. We're gonna step away for a 8 or 9 minute break. And when my lady and I return, we're gonna go through the 8 strategies to resolve conflict. You're not going to want to miss this. This is good stuff that will help you in your relationships. So with that being said, stick around, round. We'll be right back. we're back. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Yeah. I feel good. I feel real good. Do you feel good? Yeah, it's Monday. Shake it all about. Yeah. The song is called Walking the Dog by Silent Partner. Yeah, Walking the Dog by Silent Partner. My lady loves dogs. She has 2 of them. And they're fun to walk, even though they're a bit crazy. But it ain't fun if it ain't a little crazy, right? Yeah. Woo! All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube, live on Coach Eli 2. Coach Eli 2 Uncensored live streams, the future home of most, if not all, of my live streams. This channel is getting very, very close to being monetized. We are almost at 3,000 watch hours, and wow. When we get to 4,000 watch hours, which is what I'm trying to say, we will apply for monetization, probably get approved quickly afterwards. Once that happens, probably in a few weeks from now, most, if not all, of my live streams will be moving over here, including my Walking with Purpose live streams currently happening on my main channel. Once that does happen, my main channel will focus more on high quality, bite-sized, pre-recorded content, primarily in the highest quality, 4K at 60 frames per second. We're also going to be doing some more YouTube shorts, and my lady and I, and even myself alone at times, will be creating some great members-only content. And then we're going to, once this channel gets monetized here, we will also have some members-only packages, and I may possibly consider making the live streams a members only chat. Unless you're a moderator, you do not need to be a member for live streams that run members only chats. There's a lot to figure out. We're in progress of figuring it out, and we will alert you folks as soon as we potentially make those changes. Additionally, since this channel is not yet monetized, if you would like to support the channel, support myself and my lady and our content that we're creating here, you can make a donation in any amount based on the value you feel you are receiving via PayPal or Cash App. Nightbot is sharing my PayPal and Cash App links every 7 minutes in the chat, or you can also go below in the description. They're available there as well. On PayPal, you can PayPal me at paypal.me/Coach Eli. And on Cash App, you can go to $the real Coach Eli. Donations, as always, are greatly appreciated, but they are not required. And again, folks, if you didn't get a chance to view my live stream, my brief live stream from yesterday, please check it out, because I mentioned some important changes. I made some announcements and major changes coming to my network of channels and my coaching business effective July 1st, 2022, which is only about 4 days away. And oh my gosh, Independence Day is almost here. This year has just flown by so quickly. So anyway, let's get right back to it. Let's bring the lady back on the panel here. And there she is. Welcome back, babe. Welcome back.
Well, thank you.
You feel a little rested now? That was a nice break. It was a great break, and we're ready to rock it. But before we get back to these 8 steps or 8 ways to resolve conflict, let's check out the chat real quick. ODN says behind the scenes action. Yeah, absolutely, bro. You don't know what we did behind the scenes. We're going to leave it that way. And then 7777 says monetization coming soon. Woohoo. Well deserved. Well, yeah, my main channel has been monetized for about 2.5 years, and my main channel has been around for 3.5 years. So, but 7777, I created this channel I think 3 or 4 months after I created my main channel 3.5 years ago. And I had planned to do streams on this channel that were too hot for a monetized channel. But what I've noticed is that, my streams are fairly clean compared to most other people's streams. So I decided to, when I started seeing the sub count go up and some of the streams I did here got some good watch time, I said, okay, let's just separate the live streams and the pre-recorded content, and let's monetize a second channel. I never, ever thought I would even consider monetizing this channel, but it is right around the corner and it's happening. So, hey, thank you very much for that compliment and that comment there. We greatly appreciate it. All right, baby, you ready to get to these 8 strategies to resolve conflict? Yeah. All right, let's switch back over to the browser screen. It will update on your end in in just a minute or so, but I'm going to get started here, baby. All right, 8 strategies to resolve conflict. Number 1, do not use any of the 4 horsemen, those things that we discussed, those aspects we discussed before we took the break. If you find yourself being defensive or using criticism, stonewalling, or contempt, you will escalate and conflict. You will escalate the conflict, and significantly damage your relationship. Instead of criticism, use a gentler way of explaining what is causing your problem. Yeah, baby, I'll tell you. I try to approach you as gently as possible. But sometimes, baby, when I approach you in a gentle way, you still have that emotion coming at me, right? And when you do that, it's not that I'm not continuing to be gentler, but I have to escalate, my gentle ways of approaching you by being a little more firm, but still being fair with you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Anything else you want to mention regarding that?
Hey, there's Sifu Smo.
Hey, there's Sifu Smo. Yay!
I was just talking about you.
Yay,
in
Sifu
a good
Smo. See how ladies are? There was no disrespect, baby. There used to be a guy I used to follow that ran a channel called MGTOW's Freedom. His name is, he went by the name of Big John. He used to live here in Northern California, but he moved back east, I believe now. And he still runs a channel called The Prepared Mind. He's a prepper channel. And, he put out a video one time. I think I've shared this before with you and my audience, but it's been a while. He put out a video one time saying that women never mature past the age of 16. And it's not being disrespectful, but women are so emotional and stuff. Like, you saw Sifu Smo Dion come in here, and you're like, yay, Dion. Yay,
I was
Sifu
happy.
Smo.
I just told
Yay,
you.
I'm so happy. Go ahead, baby. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Keep making fun, baby. It's cool.
Baby, you love it though. Baby, we're still gonna make out after the show, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. See. I'm making a little fun of you, baby, but that's playful fun. That's in a playful way, right
I'm
there.
having fun with it.
Yeah. Let's see. Sifu Smo. Dion says ODN. I guess he's saying hi to ODN. He furthermore says the 4 horsemen. Hey D, LOL. Yeah, he knows you as D, which was your former Facebook name that you're using to protect your identity. But welcome to the show, Sifu Smo Dion. Hope all's going well with you. Let's continue here, babe. Avoid defensiveness by taking responsibility for what is your responsibility. Right. That's another thing. A lot of men have a problem with this more than women nowadays, because a lot of men are behaving like little beta female dogs, right? And they get very defensive when anyone, whether it's a man or a woman, calls them out on their stupid shit. Because these men just do not want to, some men just do not want to take responsibility for their actions. What are your thoughts about that, babe?
Yes, I agree, but I think it goes both ways. I think both
That's
men
what.
and women have a hard time taking responsibility for their own actions.
Sure.
Um, and when somebody calls them out, that's when that defensiveness comes and they want to justify what they did instead of just saying, you know what, I fucked up. You're right. Let's make a change.
Right, baby. But here's the thing. I think I agree with you on that, but I am much more understanding for women to initially not want to take responsibility because women are more emotional beings than men. We both have emotions, but you would expect a woman to behave like a woman. My problem is when men behave like a woman. Men should always own up to their responsibilities, own up to their shit, regardless of whatever happens, because that's what makes a man a man. If a man, whenever men get defensive, it is not masculine energy. Would that make sense to you? Does that make sense?
Yes. No,
Okay.
I see your point on that. Yes, I
Right.
absolutely do.
I'm not trying to give women a free pass. I'm saying that, women act like women because they're women, right? And women are gonna have those
That's on
emotional
my chest.
tangents. Women are gonna have those emotional tangents at a normal biological level. For men, it is not part of their natural biological essence to become defensive. That lacks masculinity in my opinion. So anyway, do not use contempt. Instead, share your own feelings and needs. Instead of stonewalling, find ways to self-soothe so that you can remain present. Baby, I have self-soothed myself so many times. Oh, that's kind of like a tongue twister there, right? Self-soothing. I'll be honest with you. Well, there are many ways to self-soothe, kind of like, what's been known as my pre-stream ritual out here on YouTube. My pre-stream ritual when you're not around, baby. I kind of choke the chicken a little bit, right, before going live, and it kind of releases that tension, right? But I think that self-soothing is a good thing if you're able to soothe yourself and calm down before you encounter people on any particular day. It's going to make your interactions with those people, especially even the love of your life, more pleasant. What are your thoughts about that?
Absolutely. People need to find some form of a release when they get in this state, whether it is that they go meditate, whether they go bust a nut, whether they go take a bath, whether they take a walk. There are all things that you can do to, own your own feelings, calm down, and self-soothe yourself. Women go to the spa. They get massages, their nails done, their facials.
Yeah.
Men do it, other things. I mean, it's just that's what you got to take care of yourself before you can take care of
Mhm.
anybody else.
Right. Could not have said it better myself. Number two, getting to the problem. Describe to your partner what you feel the problem is. Be as specific. Ooh, what was that?
I'm laughing at Sifu's last message. I'm sorry.
Okay, let's try this again. Get into the problem. Number two, describe to your partner what you feel the problem is. Be as specific as you can, and then give them a chance to respond to what you have said. Keep an open mind. You're looking for a win-win. So try to remain objective and keep the heat down. Exactly. It's not about me winning over you, baby, or you winning over me. It's about both of us winning together. We're a team. If we can't win together all the time, then why are we together, right? So,
Right?
whenever you and I have an issue, how quickly do I address it?
Instantly.
And even if you don't want to talk about it, I kind of try to push the issue a little bit to talk about it because I know until you get it off your chest and let it out, let it escape your system, you're not going to be pleasant to be around, right?
Exactly.
Right. So, you just describe what the issue is. Hey, babe, look, you know, I really don't like this, blah, blah, blah. I don't like this attitude today, blah, 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 right? And it may trigger you, right? But, but then we'll talk about it, and I'll say, baby, I love you. You're a sweet, beautiful, amazing woman. And then you got to give your woman reassurance. You've got to, women require validation all the fucking time. It is normal for women to seek your validation and for you as a man to give it to them. Now, if you seek their validation, okay, that's not masculine. And if you do that too much, women will get turned off. Now, at the same time, there's nothing wrong with asking your woman an opinion. Let's say that we're going to a major event, right? And my lady and I are getting ready. I can say, baby, what do you think? Do I look all right today? Like, that's not seeking her validation. That's saying, hey, I just took a shower. I'm wearing these clothes. I is my beard looking good to you? Because she's going to be honest with you, right? And she's going to ask me the same thing. That is, babe, that's not considered validation seeking behavior. That's just saying, hey, babe, what do you think? Does this look good to you? And, you just get back and say whatever, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, and I do the same thing. When I get dressed, I say, how do you like this outfit? Does it look okay? And, it all just depends on what we're doing for the day that we look for that, I'm not going to say validation, but I mean, if we're just going out to go on a hike or a walk, we throw on whatever. We don't have to even say anything. It's when we
Well,
do a special event.
baby, you and I are a little spoiled with that Under Armour shit. Top notch, high quality Under Armour apparel. Even when we're dressed down to go walking and hiking, baby, we're wearing top notch shit. But that's just how we want to represent ourselves. That's what makes us feel good, right? Right?
Well, yes, because I mean, there is nothing wrong if you can't afford, the higher end clothes and you have to thrift store or whatever. But as long as you find the stuff that looks nice and you wear it the right way, it doesn't matter if it's Under Armour or Target. You just have to present yourself in the most, pleasing way for yourself.
Correct. No, I
Making
totally
sure
agree.
you feel happy every day. It doesn't matter how expensive your outfit is. You can have dollar store flip-flops on, but as long as you feel happy, that's all that matters.
Right. And baby, we represent the Yay area. They've called the Bay Area the San Francisco Bay Area, the Yay area, right? We gotta represent the Yay area as best as possible, right? It's almost kind of like when you
wear flags every day though.
Well, that's true, but it's kind of funny, baby. It's like, you and I go on these hiking trails and walking trails in the Bay Area, right? And it's almost like a fucking fashion show on the hiking trails, and we're just trying to get some damn exercise to stay healthy and fit, right?
Yep.
And man, yep. I mean, I'm all into you, baby. I'm all into you real quick. But some of the outfits these women wear on the hiking trails, my God, Jesus, good Lord, you wear them too, baby. Don't get me wrong, but anyway, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, like I was trying to tell you last night, is I know that you love me all natural as far as like no makeup, not overdoing my hair, and just being super casual. Well, for women, we really it makes us feel good to do ourselves up and get those looks. Even though we're not going to act on them, it just pumps up our self-esteem.
Right. No, I get it. And that goes back to validation seeking behavior being completely 100% normal for women. No problem. No problem with that. All right, let's continue here, baby.
Oh my God.
We're doing good.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Can you go to the chat? Because I'm dying.
All right, let me read this real quick here. Sifu Smo says, female dogs are emotional beings as well. Well, they're whiny bitches, bro. That's most of them are. Not all of them. I've known of some dogs, like my ex-girlfriend Dana's dog Mabel, who's in a better place now. Mabel was not a whiny bitch. She was cool and calm. Now, don't get me wrong. If you pissed off Mabel, she could still bite your nuts off, right? But she was a 60-pound black lab in great shape. Really a very nice and sweet dog. And let me tell you something. I would, when I would go to Dana's place back in those days, I would sit there and I would pick up that black lab and put it in my lap. And I would cradle that black lab like it was a little lap dog, like the ones you have, right? And Mabel would love
I
that.
have one lap dog. The other one is not lap dog.
Okay. But what I was saying is that I would cradle this 60-pound female black lab, and she was like silly putty in my arms. She would fall asleep in my arms. She felt safe and comfortable in my arms. And Dana would look at me and she'd be like, "What are you doing to my dog?" And her teenage daughters would look at me like, "What are you doing to my dog?" She loves this. She loves the attention. She's just like all of you. It's all estrogen, baby. It's all estrogen. That's what it is, you know?
Being a woman, and I'm the woman of my house, I don't own any female animals. I will never own a female dog. I only have males. Because, female dogs are bitches, and we just won't get along.
Well, they are bitches, baby. That's what the female dog is, because she makes puppies.
Yes, but my Bochi, my larger dog, he is the same way as that dog. Now, he's not as big. He's probably about, I would say, 45 to 50 pounds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he will do the exact same thing. I pick him up and I dance with him. He puts his arms over my shoulder and we slow dance in the kitchen. And
Amen.
he climbs right up into my lap when I'm watching TV. And I'm telling you, sometimes that dog falls so deep into sleep. Like he goes from 45 to 50 pounds to 80 pounds because he's so deep and comfortable in my lap. And he snores and his eyes flicker and his little feet go because he's chasing bunnies or something. And it's just a beautiful thing to have somebody be, or a dog, just have that best friend. They're your best friends.
Yeah. No, excellent points there, babe. 7777. Well, hold on. We'll get to that. 7777 says, beta men can get a great education from this channel. Absolutely. Men and women. But yes, beta males can learn a lot here. Absolutely. ODN says fact 7. Absolutely. Well, okay. Oh, sorry. I skipped some parts. Sifu Smo Dion says, my female pit bull is a emotional being. Well, yeah, bro. And she probably whines a lot, but she's a pit bull and she can still, do some damage. Even though just because the dog is female doesn't mean she can't get you. These female dogs, let me tell you, these female dogs, women, they get more emotional, so they're going to be more defensive than the male dogs. The male dogs are going to be cool unless they truly feel threatened. Women will just snap. They'll snap on their emotions, so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
ODN says, who doesn't choke the chicken before every live stream? I'm going to give you a big round of applause for saying that, ODN.
That's why I was laughing. That one, I couldn't help but just fucking laugh at that.
Nothing wrong with releasing the tension every now and then. Let's see. 7777 says, I used to stroke it before going up to speak in seminars. Great strategy. Of course it is.
But there's a better one. Keep going.
ODN says, fact 7. Sifu Smo says, at 7's really? LOL. Did it help? Of course it helps, Dion. It relieves the damn tension, man. 7777 says, at Sifu, it worked like a charm, better than taking a benzo. Okay. 7777 says, but one time I left a stain on my crotch. Luckily, I had a podium. To hide behind. That's good stuff, man. That's great.
That's what I was dying, babe. I was just dying over here.
Sifu Smo says, LOL 7's damn. And furthermore, Sifu Smo Dion says, D, that's a great point. Sawyer the lawyer, welcome to the show. I built a man cave 3 years ago. Best thing I ever did. Well, good for you. That's awesome. Yeah, I got my man cave too. It's It's in the room where I have my studio. This is my sanctuary. My baby knows about that. Sipu Smo says my dojo is my man cave. Okay. 7777 says Eli hiking looking like $1,000,000. You like the background today? That's a beautiful hiking trail. I forgot where that picture was taken at, but it's one of my many images I get royalty free from Canva. I have a paid license on Canva, and I love Canva. Unpaid endorsement. Zara's conscious. I get my Clorox out when I fight with my husband. Well, that's not a nice thing, but okay. Wow.
But if that's
That's
about cleaning, then I get it.
yeah. And you know what the funny thing is? I'm not saying that they're trolls, but this could possibly be my super troll playing two different characters. That's my guess, but hang on a second here. Let's see. Sawyer the lawyer. Zora, my wife does that too. She starts cleaning and I head to the cave. Zara says Sawyer, LOL. Sifu Smo says I like to give my pit bull one validation a day. Well, women need validation. Any female, whether it's a dog or whether it's a woman, you need to give her validation. Give them validation all the damn time. Same thing with your woman, Dion. She wants your validation all the damn time. That's just normal for women. But you can't seek her validation ever. If she gives it to you, she gives it to you on her own free will. Kind of like my woman validates me all the damn time. I don't ask her for it. And I'm a humble guy. And when she does it, yeah, I do appreciate it because she really loves me. But I tell her, baby, I'm a humble guy. You don't need to go out of your way to validate me like that. She goes, well, I just love telling you how I feel. I'm like, okay, it comes naturally. That's all good. Let's see here. 7777. Any men in the chat use the Manscaped razor to clean up their parts? I got to get that because, for me, I use clippers, and the manscaping stuff is made specifically for that area. So that way it doesn't pinch your balls because, there's a lot of hair that's right around your balls. And you don't want to actually cut your balls by mistake. Zara's conscious. Yes, cleaning. Older Ninja. Hulk smashed the like button. Thank you. And Zara's conscious. That's how I work out my frustrations. Okay. Any comments on the chat comments, baby, before we get back to...
Oh, no. Now I was laughing at those comments. I wanted you to read those. But yeah.
Let's continue because we have
smash the like. I love that, ODN. The Hulk is my favorite.
Excellent. Number 3, same fight, just a different day. When you are fighting about the same issues over and over, it's usually because there's a difference in core values and beliefs. These are attitudes that may have begun in childhood. Ask each other what the issues really mean and when did they first experience them. This can go a long way to you both understanding the issue rather than resolving it. Some issues cannot be resolved, but with a better understanding, they can be avoided or less upsetting. Yeah, so what I try to do, babe, is I try not to have the same fight every single day, but sometimes if something isn't completely resolved, or if I thought it was resolved and I thought that you were good about it, sometimes you may relapse and it may have to go into a second or third day of trying to resolve the same thing. But again, the best thing to do is resolve it and move forward, because if you have to revisit something constantly, it gets old, it wears you down, it drains you, and then you're just not productive, right? Go ahead, baby.
And sweetheart, it goes both ways, because you can do the same thing with me by talking about the same issue every day, and that wears me down. So I see, we just need to, what that's telling me is we just need to switch it up. We need to have different conversations and not focus on one thing all the time. And and that first statement is very true. That goes back to my ex-husband. Oh my God, Sifu, I love you. But that first statement, when fighting about the same issues over and over, is usually because there's a difference in core values and beliefs.
Yeah.
That goes back to my marriage. We were raised differently. We had different parenting styles. We had different money managing styles. We had different circles of friends. Um, so yeah, when you have so many differences in those basic core values from your childhood, like I was raised liberal, he was raised conservative. I'm a Giants fan, he's an A's fan. They're just things that just weren't going to work out, you know? And that's where the conflict comes from.
Right. Right. No, good points, baby. Good points. Real quick in the chat here. And this is what you were laughing at.
Yes.
Dion says, my tongue is the best validator. All right, Dion, we'll give you a big round of applause for that. Not bad. Not bad, Dion. But honestly, the turbo tongue is a great thing. But the turbo tongue alone is not going to keep the woman around. You gotta validate her with the tongue, and you have to also validate her with your brain too, bro. You got to give her hugs. You got to tell her she's beautiful. You know, babe.
What kind of question is that?
What do you mean?
7.
Eli,
of course, you like a woman who's clean, like shaved clean.
Well, yeah. Here's the thing. Of course, women that are clean down there are great. Or sometimes there are some women that have a little bit of a patch that's trimmed. But nowadays, if a woman has a complete forest fire out there, or down there, I mean, then that's just not going to work. But yeah, Sifu Smoke Dion says
fire.
sometimes you have to use the Turbo Tongue 3000. These guys are just see. This is what guys do. This is what guys do. They make fun of this stuff, and that's good. That's great. 7777. Sorry, I've been going off topic.
Funny. I
Amen
think it's
to that,
funny.
Sifu.
I love it.
And okay, we're good. Let's get back to the show here. Number 4, shutdowns. The silent treatment can feel controlling, involves avoidance, and can disempower your partner. If your partner is shutting you out, let them know how it makes you feel and ask them to explain why they are upset. Ask them what they need from you. If this is a regular pattern in the relationship, seek outside help from a therapist. Well, yeah, we've thought about even doing some therapy, and that's not a bad idea. But, baby, there have been many times where I felt you're shutting me out. But I know you're not doing it on purpose. You're doing it because some of the things that I say unintentionally trigger you because it is triggering a past unresolved trauma that you're still trying to work through. Does that make sense?
Yes. And so I don't necessarily think that you and I need to seek therapy together. I think I need therapy to work out all of my traumas with an unbiased person. Somebody that doesn't love me like you do, or my mom does, or anybody else.
Yeah, but baby, let me tell you something real quick. This is what I've tried to tell you, but I know it's going to be hard to believe because women are always going to feel that sometimes or most of the time a man is biased with their love. My love for you is unbiased. Let me tell you something. My love for
Why
you.
Why is Zara hidden?
She's not hidden.
She just put, why am I hidden? I'm digging this live.
No.
Eli, what did I say?
No. Nightbot timed her out. And I don't know why Nightbot timed her out. It was probably a block word.
Because Nightbot is being a bitch right now.
Okay, I don't need you to say that.
No, okay. I'm serious. That's what he did last night too.
There are block words that are probably trying to be used. Nightbot's programmed properly. It's okay. It is okay.
He's just on his rag right now. It's cool.
Yeah. Let's just focus on the show, and no one's being banned here. It's Nightbot timing you out.
Yeah. I just want her to know there's no disrespect. Like, we didn't do that.
No problem. Let's continue with the show here. So we got through to number 4 regarding shutdowns. It's happened many times. It happens primarily it's women shutting down on their man, but sometimes even men shut down on their women. And men that shut down on their women is basically displaying the ultimate weakness of a man. So if you shut down on your woman at any time as a man, you're basically saying, here are my balls. I'm not man enough to be with you. You might as well take them and just leave me now. Fair statement before we move on, baby?
Nope. Fair statement. Go on.
You mean yep, fair statement. Yep. Okay.
Yes, it's fair statement.
Yeah. Number 5, deal breakers. It is really important to avoid putting the relationship on the line when conflict happens. It can create anxiety about abandonment and makes it more difficult to resolve issues. It also erodes trust in the relationship. Don't threaten to leave the relationship unless you are actually considering it. I'm going to let you have this one, baby, because this is all you. This is all
That's
you,
all
baby.
me.
Go. Oh, it's all you, baby. This is that. I could not have said that better myself regarding you. Go ahead.
Wow. Yes. Sorry.
You get really
God damn
distracted,
it,
baby. You
Dion.
got to focus more
God
on the
damn it,
show.
Dion.
This is what they try to do. I'm going to turn off the chat on the screen next time, baby, and you're not going to see the chat.
No. I love it. But okay, so no.
All right.
Yes. So a lot of people do have abandonment issues due to many different aspects in their life, whether it's childhood, um, or friendships. They couldn't make friendships. They felt like they were always picked last on the playground. Um, in relationships, they never could find a date. They didn't get asked to the prom. All of these things are keys that help when you're young. And when somebody that you trust literally gives you that ultimatum of you do better or I'm gone, that is what causes that anxiety about abandonment. Because then now you feel like, oh my God, I'm a bad child and I'm going to be left if I don't behave the most appropriate way.
Yeah.
So it does erode the trust because then you don't, like, the one that's being controlled that way just can't, their guard is up. There's no way to love that other person because they are triggering every trauma that they've had. And so that's not helping to develop a healthy relationship and get that person better.
Yeah. No, I hear you, baby. It makes perfect sense. And that's why I just threw that one your way, because you were going to do it more justice than myself. I mean, that's you. That's you. Respectfully, that is.
No, I understand that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. Number 6, don't sweat the small stuff. Oh, how many times have I said this, baby? And it is, and a lot of it is small stuff. Ask yourself, will this still bother me in a week or month's time? More often than not, it won't. During any relationship, there will be plenty of issues that arise, so pick your fights. There's a great book. Many of you have heard it. It's called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. It's a really tiny book. I remember it came out when I was working at Costco in the mid 90s. I think the book came out like in the early 90s. And man, did we sell a ton of copies of that book. It's still around to this day. That's the thing. Don't sweat the small stuff. And a lot of it, or all, and it's all small stuff pretty much for the most part, right?
Yes.
Now, you got to
Quickly,
understand.
I
That.
want to comment. Can I make a
Okay.
comment?
Yeah.
For Zara, we women do tend to shut down. It is a defensive mechanism because of what's going on in the world today. Women are confused with this whole women's lib. Like, we want to be independent, but we also want our man. We want to do what's right. We don't know which direction to go in.
Yep.
And it's confusing. And so that's why we get defensive when we get our emotions. And yeah, ultimatums, girl, screw ultimatums.
Yeah.
And welcome,
Yeah.
Simmer Down. Go back, baby.
Well, welcome, Simmer Down. She says, "Hey, Eli, I am listening while at my desk." Well, you're back to work after a week vacation, like you mentioned in the show last night. Thank you for returning again. Yeah, that's the thing, babe. Nowadays, women are having difficulties balancing being independent due to women's lib and having old school values, and at the same time, you know, men just don't understand this, because what
Yeah.
makes a man the happiest is being able to provide for his woman and basically be a leader for his woman, right? But now
Yes.
women have become leaders in the workforce. And so now what women have to do, and women, you're already emotional beings all day, every day. You respond to everything emotionally based on how you're feeling in the present moment, right? So what happens? You go to work, you have to force yourself to be a leader, which is out of your natural biological essence. I'm not saying that women are not capable of being leaders. It's just not what they were biologically made to be, right?
I
So they go
disagree.
to, well, women have always been, back in the days, women ran the household, and that was like a
Yes,
job.
they're the matriarchs of the family. And
Baby,
they
I'm, go ahead.
go on.
Well, thank you. See how nice we are to each other. We've learned that, hey, when we start over talking, we're like, hey, let's respect each other. We both have time to talk, right? Baby, what I'm saying is this: I love and respect women, and I am not I'm not the type of guy that is insecure or anything like that. I look at women as, my equal, but we are biologically different. Biologically, women were not, meant to do certain jobs in the workforce. It's out of their natural essence. For example, a woman is capable of running a group of men and women as a leader, right? But when a woman has to fire a man, okay, you know how sweet women are. You're a sweet woman, baby. You don't want to hurt a fly. But if you had to fire somebody, wouldn't that make you feel bad as a woman? Like, wouldn't that
No,
make you feel, well, baby, then you've really been indoctrinated into
after
this.
working in retail and getting all of that crap and disrespect and no shows, no calls, all this stuff, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl. I have no problem putting you out on the street because I don't have
Okay,
time for your ass.
well, because you learned that that's the way it works in the corporate workforce, right? But
Yeah,
before you got into that field, like, it was hard because your natural biological essence is to not hurt a fly, right? And technically,
absolutely.
firing somebody, whether they're right or wrong, is
Taking
hurting
their
them.
livelihood away.
Right. So it is hard for women to do that. I'm not saying they're not capable of doing it. It's just not what you enjoy doing. So now you go to work, you're a leader at work, and then you got to come home to your strong, confident alpha male and then turn that off and allow him to lead the relationship or the marriage, right? And
Yeah,
that's the struggle for women nowadays. And it's also become a struggle for men because most men don't even understand why women are this way nowadays. And that's why I do what I do here and what we do here, baby, because you and I have figured out a great balance to where, hey, you can go to
I,
work, baby. And
yeah, we are natural leaders, girl. We are. We can lead. We are the mothers of this world. We mold our children. We, you guys provide, but we, women, we're the ones that mold the children and make them for the world. We are natural leaders.
okay, I understand that. And I understand your opinion. And some women are going to disagree with this. What I'm saying is that I'm not saying that women are not capable of being leaders, and they are great mothers and they are capable of being great leaders. What I'm also saying at the same time is that women at a natural biological level um, don't want to hurt a fly. And when it comes time to lay down the law, at the workforce and fire someone or discipline someone, it is not something that you really enjoy doing. Okay, it's
Well,
not
I
something.
think that's, baby, I really honestly think that's on an individual basis with women. Like, I don't want to blanket that statement because we have a lot of women in this country that are very successful. And I'm like, just for instance, I am sure Oprah had no problem firing somebody that wasn't doing their job.
But Oprah started. See, when you first start out, like you started out not having experience doing those jobs, right? At first, you were feeling the way the way I've been describing it, right? But now that you've gotten used to it and you've seen all the BS, you've also realized what it takes to survive in the corporate workforce. You basically had to flip it like a switch. All I'm saying is that this is not something women enjoy doing at a natural biological level. Are you capable of doing it? Absolutely. Are you good at doing it? Sure. Can you be as good as a
And you
man
know
doing
what
it? Sure.
happens?
I'm just saying, hold on. I'm just saying that you ladies at a natural biological level do not really enjoy this shit, but you are more than capable of doing it. Go ahead, babe.
I was going to say, and when I did flip it and I did stand up for myself and tried to get more, I was the one that was pushed out of there as a woman.
Correct. You were pushed out by a group of men.
Yep.
Yep. And
Because I
that's why,
challenged their abilities.
well, you didn't challenge their abilities. They were discriminating against you, gender discrimination, and they created a hostile work environment. All you wanted to do was get the proper training that anyone would deserve in your position and
Yeah.
opportunities to move forward. And you were busting your ass. The problem is you dealt with some old school men that are just not happy with women rising above them. And here's the thing: I'll give women credit here. A lot of women nowadays have risen above most men. That's what's happening now. Women are actually rising above men, and that's what's affecting a lot of these men to behave this way. All men have to do is say, hey, look, whether you're a man or a woman, it's all good. If you're qualified for the job, we're going to promote you. We're going to treat you equally, right? That's the way it
Yeah.
should be, but it's not. That's what happened to you. And that's why, when we've got this pending case coming with your former company, we're not going to mention anything more than that. But trust me, something will be done here. And we will keep you folks in the loop, along the way. And when it comes to the point of where we can share more information, right, down the road, we will do that.
Oh,
Let's
we are
see.
going to blow this company up.
Oh,
Not
we are. And here,
literally, not literally, but blow it up like as far as like expose.
yeah, I think expose is a better word, baby, because you didn't mean that in a physically damaging
Yeah,
way.
no. We're just
Um,
going to blow up the story, is basically what I'm saying. We're going to make it known, expose it, and
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, real quick, ODN says by nature they're going to be a lot of male leaders, although there are some queens out there. And ODN furthermore says
Absolutely. Church. Say
men are
church.
far more yeah, men are far more capable in the physical realm in my opinion, but as far as brain power goes, there are a lot of female leaders or at least potential female leaders. Well,
Church.
and women are more in touch with their emotions. Women are more compassionate at a natural biological level than men. I'm a very compassionate man, but I'm well balanced, and I had a great father who passed away 13 years ago, and I still have a great mother that's still alive to this day, and I got a great balance there. But a lot of men are not as compassionate as women, and that's what makes women better communicators in the workforce. And sometimes, even like ODN says, have more brain power because they're more compassionate. Women are great communicators. Men have become really shitty communicators nowadays. She makes a great point about women being natural leaders, says 7777. Simmer Down says, I enjoy every part of my job as a corporate executive. I work in a good old boys club. I never let it faze me. Well, I was asking you
Good for
yesterday,
you.
Simmer Down. Simmer Down, let me ask you, and again, I don't think you heard this yesterday or may have chosen not to respond, but are you in a relationship or are you married or has your job affected you from being able to uh, date? Or have you gone on dates and men are intimidated by how successful you are, etc.? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Zara's Conscious says, I think it is a matter of opinion, clearly. I think it is not accurate to make it a blanket statement. We all have amazing qualities and bring so much to the table as individuals.
Yes.
No, I agree with you on that. And
I
again,
hate blanket statements.
well, I'm not trying to make a blanket statement. What I am saying is that I believe in God. And whether people believe in God or not, I still love all of you. I think most people believe in God, but I think God at a natural biological level made a woman to do certain aspects and made a man to do certain aspects. And nowadays, both men and women are doing all aspects that initially were made to be done as individuals, right? So I'm not trying to criticize women. I love women and I respect women that have risen up. I'm just saying that it brings other challenges for women and for men. And women working in the workforce nowadays and having risen up has affected men. Yeah, has affected men and made men very insecure. It has basically. Why do you think the divorce rate is 60%? Because most people don't understand this shit. So, Simmer Down says, yes, I am married. Do you have any kids? That's great. Cool. Now, is your husband successful too? I'm assuming your husband is successful too, Simmer Down. Because if he wasn't, then you probably would have a hard time respecting him. I'm sure he does his part as well. Angels Asylum's in the house. Hey, Eli. ODN says you are right. Women almost have a built-in nurturing capability. Right. Now, men are more than capable of being nurturing, but some of them just haven't had the upbringing to understand that. You're shuffling around, baby. Baby, what's that shuffling
Oh,
there?
I'm so sorry. I had a napkin in my hand with the phone. I'm sorry.
Angels Asylum says, Eli, do you think God is a woman? I think God is a man. But I mean, everyone's entitled to their opinions on what they think about God or anything else. But let's continue here. Number 7, share the power and time. When you are having conflict, remember to make space for your partner. Speak a little less and listen more. If you spend your time interrupting, it will shut down the communication and can leave your partner feeling resentful. Baby, you felt that way with me many times, thinking that I talk more and listen less. And I'm trying to get better at that, baby. I'm trying to get better at that. The only reason why I cut you off and try to resolve things is because I hate drama and I hate emotional overload. And I just need to learn to understand that with any woman, no matter how good the woman is, like you're a good woman, you're going to have emotionally overloading moments at times. And it's just a part of life. So I get it. What are your thoughts about that before we move on to number 8?
Yeah, no, the thing is, and you and I have spoken about this, it's not that we are interrupting each other to conflict what we're saying. Most of the time, we are finishing each other's thoughts. But the frustrating part is because I literally have the brain of a squirrel sometimes. And when you pop in the middle, then I forget my train of thought, which is then causes frustration. And I feel like I'm not being heard. And I just want to get my whole statement out. And that's a little bit on me. I mean, yes, I'm getting older. Maybe I know that there was some dementia in my family. Maybe I'm starting to go through that. I can't remember shit. But that's like for instance, when I start to tell you something and then you're like, no, tell me what it is then. Like right in the middle of when I'm telling you, then you distract me and irritate. So that's why I
Ooh,
stopped.
okay.
So that's one of the things about communication and the resentment is that if you would just let me get the whole statement out and then your rebuttal, that's the best communication. Just not interrupting. And I know you and I have the worst problem with that. I do it too.
Yeah. No, I hear you, baby. And I'm trying to get better at that. And I'm learning each and every day, even as a grown ass 48-year-old man. Simmer Down says no
And
kids. I
so am
didn't
I.
want them. That's interesting. Are you, and if it's not too personal, Simmer Down, are you in your 30s, 40s? I'm sure you're probably not in your 20s. Maybe you are, but no kids. I didn't want them. That's interesting. Why a lot of women nowadays don't want kids? What is your
Too
reasoning for that?
expensive and they're freaking assholes.
Okay.
I mean, I'm giving my opinion. They're very expensive and
Hmm.
they do turn into assholes at times. And it's not
Okay.
worth dealing with. If that's not your passion to be a parent,
Hmm.
then don't bring a kid into the world because they are assholes and they are expensive. If you want that, do it because then you can give them everything you have. But I agree with her. If she doesn't want them, don't do it, girl. Like, I respect that.
Yeah, Simmer Down says, my husband is very encouraging of my career. We have zero conflict. That's good. Angels Asylum says it would make sense. They are all caring, kind, nurturing, and thoughtful. Um, Zara says, I left the corporate world to raise my kids and run a household. My leadership skills are very versatile. No, that's true. And I'm not, women are capable of being great leaders. No, no disrespect. It's just
Oh, yeah,
when,
because we have so many other talents. Who runs, like, when you have kids, who is generally running the PTO or PTA? Women. We raise all the money, we do fundraisers, we get out there, we get into the community. We are leaders to help our children.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's what we do, you know?
yeah.
I
No,
worked I worked I worked 3 12-hour shifts a week and the rest of my time I spent in the classroom with my kids or at PTO meetings and every night I was at that school on the marquee board because that's what I did. I multitasked. I was being the matriarch. My ex couldn't do all that stuff, but I did for my kids.
no, I understand that. Again, the only thing I was saying is, when women go into the workforce and do jobs that require them to exude more masculine energy than feminine energy, it takes them out of their natural biological essence. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying that women are not capable of doing these jobs. They are very capable. The thing I question is, do you ladies really enjoy doing these jobs? Do you enjoy exuding masculine energy, most of the time when you're at work? Or are you doing it because you feel forced to do it because of feminism or because, dual incomes are required nowadays to survive, or it's expected of you, right? I mean, she goes,
Well,
I
I
am
mean,
40. Okay.
let's put it this way. At my last job, manager was a male, assistant manager, me, female. Whenever I would ask them to do something, they pissed it out the side of the building. When my manager said it, it got done. So that shows right there, there's no respect when you have a woman in that position, and that might just be retail. because you're dealing with a lot of dumbass kids. But that's what I was going through with having a
Yeah.
male superior, also being a manager. I didn't get the respect because I was a female. They thought that they could just woo me with whatever kindness and friendship, and I'd just be their friend.
Yeah.
And it's that's not it. That's
No,
not
it's
it
a
at
good.
all. And I want to agree with Zara's comment up there. I think that's a general complaint with all us women. When
Yeah.
it comes to men, they interject when they should be listening. That is true.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, real quick here. Simmer Down says, I am 47777 says, my wife and I are both in retail. She works at a clothing retailer. I've been working at Walmart for the past 20 years. That's awesome, bro. Are you in management at Walmart? Wow, that's a lot of time there. You probably have great benefits and lots of stuff accrued there. Sick time, vacation time, probably get paid really
Yeah.
well. Great everything. Simmer Down says, my husband is 10 years older. He just retired. I will follow soon. If I had kids, I would end up dying at my desk to support them. Uh, yes, co-host, I don't have the mom gene spot on, says Simmer Down. Well, here's the thing. Like, so you didn't want to have kids because it was going to cost too much money to raise them? Or was it
No, she
more of
just didn't have the mom gene. That happens.
okay, okay.
It just
But
happens. Some
but
women
a
are
lot.
just,
Go
some
ahead.
women just don't have that maternal need. They are career oriented, and there's nothing wrong with
There
that.
you go. There you hit the nail on the head. I understand some women just probably feel they aren't cut out to have kids or be a mom. I understand that. The thing that I've seen is that there are many more women in the modern world that are deciding to not have kids. And I think the reason is exactly what you just said. There are many, and I've said it many times before, women have become more career focused than family focused. That's what's going on. My whole thing is this really truly making women happy? Because the way God, and again, just because I believe in God doesn't mean everybody believes in God, but I know most people I encounter believe in God. God designed man and woman to procreate. That's the purpose of life, is to get married, live happily ever after, have a family, and reproduce and procreate, right? That is the way things were meant to be. What's happening in this modern world is, and again, I'm all for women rising up and being liberated and having equal rights and working. But what this has done, it's completely affected the family life. It completely affected relationships and marriages. And so all I'm saying is that, yeah, I'm totally understanding if there are women that just feel like they don't want to be a mom. But I don't think that's what the real reason is. I think the real reason is women have become more career focused than marriage focused, and they are indoctrinated into that culture now as a little girl. Like my ex-girlfriend, Dana's daughters, like they were being indoctrinated into this culture as teenagers, as early as 13. So now they graduate high school, they're going to college. They're not even thinking about relationships with guys. They're not thinking about marriage. What they're doing is they're banging guys left and right, no disrespect, because they still have sexual needs, but then they don't think about their family or getting married until they're in their early to mid 30s, right? And by that time, the biological clock is expiring. And even if they want kids, it's going to be harder to have kids. This is what's happening. Now, baby, let's move forward
Can I
because
make a comment on Simmer
yes,
Down's last?
yes,
So when she said yes,
yeah,
co-host, I don't have the mom gene spot on. Yes, I agree. And you know what? I have mad respect for you because a lot of women will just get pregnant and have a baby and then ruin that kid's life because they think that that's what their purpose is to just procreate as a woman. And the fact that you're strong enough to know that you don't have that mom gene, you're not going to ruin anybody else's childhood. I give you mad respect for that. That's just so respectful. And, you're saving lives that way. You
Amen.
absolutely are.
Amen.
Okay.
7777 says, yeah, now I'm in management, but I was stocking shelves at night for the longest time. Congratulations, bro. It's very rewarding. You work your way up, you're going to make more money. And maybe one day you'll be a general manager or a district manager. Zara says, that's a very old school way of thinking. Women have had to take the lead at times. We are no longer raising our girls to be Miss Molly Homemaker. Well, that's the problem, Zara. Here's the thing. No one's trying to take anything away from women, and their opportunities, but it has affected marriages and relationships. And that's why the divorce rate is 60%. I mean, the numbers speak for itself, right?
I
So
think it
again,
has also a lot to do with the inequality. Like, okay, yeah, you and I live in California. It's
mm-hmm,
expensive as fuck here. Okay.
mm-hmm,
There's no way
yep,
you can't have a dual income and live unless you are like a CEO or just super, super successful. So most of the
understood.
people in California have to have a dual income with their woman, right?
Yeah,
So it's one of those things that I think these women growing up, I think they want to go back to the good old days, where they raised their babies and the daddy went out and worked and she cooked dinner and he came home and life was good. But in
yeah,
today's time, it's impossible, you know?
yeah,
Um, I mean, yes, we have to take leads. That's where we are today in this world. Um, Honestly, like, I don't want to be a Stepford wife. I don't want to be, when she says Molly homemaker there. I want to take care of my man. I want to cook him dinner at night. But I also want to be independent and be able to do my own stuff, which is what these women
yeah.
are fighting with.
Yeah, and in essence, what you ladies want is to be more dominant than submissive because that's part of your natural biology now, right?
We want to be more
I'm I, I-
equal,
I'm
not dominant.
joking.
We want to be
No,
more equal.
no, no, no. Listen. Having equal rights, I'm all for women having equal rights. The problem I
I'm
have
not
is women
talking
are
about detention. I'm
okay. Hold on
talking
a
about
second,
the
babe.
relationship.
I understand. What I'm saying is that you know, women should have always had equal rights. The problem is women nowadays want to wear the pants in the relationship. They want to be the boss at work. In essence, they want to exude more masculine energy all day, every day. And a lot of women don't even have a submissive bone in their body. What's always attracted me to a woman is her submissive nature. Now, again, I don't want a woman to be 100% submissive, but but you know, if a woman is dominant more than 20 to 30% of the time in the relationship, it's not going to work for me. Now, I understand women need to be dominant at times, but if they're dominant more than 20 to 30% of the time, it's basically like having two men in the relationship, except one is a vagina, right? So the problem I have is women are trying, no disrespect, I don't want to offend anybody, it's the truth. Women are trying to flex their muscles like men, and that's not feminine energy. Feminine energy is sweet, nurturing, loving, submissive, flowers, being kind, being more docile and not assertive. That's feminine energy. Nothing wrong with you ladies rising up and being strong, but I'm just letting you know, if you behave that way more than 20 to 30% of the time when you're around your man, any strong, confident alpha male like me will be like, fuck this. I don't need a woman in a relationship that's going to act like a man. I'm a fucking man. Okay? That's all I'm saying, baby. As far as your capabilities, no one's trying to sit here and say that women are incapable. All we're trying to say as men is this is what attracts us to you, and this is what doesn't attract us to you. And if you don't understand that, then you can be single and work your whatever job you want to work and do what you want to do. But us men can also choose to not be with you or marry you. Is that a fair statement?
Wow. Okay. I'm going to go back 1 second to Zara. And no, it is not the women's fault that divorce is on the rise. What it is that women are standing up for themselves and they're not putting up with the fucking bullshit. They don't want to deal with what's going on in today's world. And I think that's why they're standing up for themselves. They have jobs, they can support themselves, they have houses, cars, all of that good stuff. And I love that.
I get that, sweetheart, but back in the days, a man would provide all that, and that's what makes. Hold on a second. What men are trying to say, and what I'm trying to say is, it's not that women are not able to buy their own homes, their own cars, and take care of themselves. What I'm trying to say is, this is what makes a man feel like a man is being able to provide and take care of his woman. And nowadays, women are taking care of themselves, in essence, taking our job away as a man. That's how we feel. Go ahead.
You know what, Zara, you're right. That's not what we want, Coach. We have to step up and carry some financial responsibility. We just want validation. We have to be dominant to survive in this cutthroat world. It's the truth. That's why when I'm saying to you, when I'm out, let me pay for something, even if I just go in and pay for gas one time, or I pay for our monsters when we stop in and get them, because we have to be a team.
We are, baby. Hold on a second here. Let me read this real quick. Simmer down. I understand your point, Eli. I try to leave my alpha at the door. Give me a second. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I know we got to wrap this up soon. We're at 2 hours and 23 minutes.
Okay.
So here's the thing, babe. I respect you as a strong, confident woman, alpha female, but you are alpha about 20 to 30% of the time, and then you're submissive 70 to 80% of the time. You have a good balance. And when I feel there are times where you're trying to be dominant most of the time, I look at you and I'm like, you're being ridiculous. I'm like, baby, I didn't sign up for this shit, right? I want to take you out. You told me, like, baby, nothing wrong with you taking me out at times, right? But like, what makes me feel like a man is taking you out and paying for it, right? And being a provider. Like, I'm a little old school, but that's what makes a man feel like a man. I'm not saying that you're not capable of paying for shit or taking me out or doing things, and you're not capable of driving me, but it doesn't make me feel like a man if I can't, take you out and be like the leader. I'm not saying that, you don't have a say. You do. You have an equal say. And I always ask you, babe, what do you think about this? What do you feel like eating? I don't say, babe, we're going here, we're eating here, we're going here, no matter what. No, I say, babe, what do you feel? What are you up to? What do you feel like eating today? Where do you feel like going today? I make suggestions, because when you tell a woman, what do you want to do? They'll say, I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to do? What do you want to do? Right? I say, baby, here's my idea. What do you think? How does that sound to you? Or do you have a better idea? Right? I'm very respectful to you, but I'm telling you what makes me feel like a man is being able to provide and protect you. For a man to feel like a man, we need to have two things regarding our woman. We want to be able to provide and protect. I'm sorry, this heats me up a little bit, because I love you, babe, and I respect women, but I also want to feel like a man. And when women come out and say we have to be dominant, we have to live in this cutthroat world. Well, you ladies created this cutthroat world. You wanted equal rights. Nothing wrong with that. But just because you now have equal rights doesn't mean You have to alter your biology to survive. Be yourselves. Right? Or at least when you come home to your man, turn off the masculine energy, leave that at work, and come home and be a fucking woman. Go ahead. Hello? Are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
You have anything to add to that?
Well, I get what you're saying, but what you're not understanding is that in this world, like we still have to go out and work, women. And so when I want to just do something nice and then you make me feel bad, I mean, like let's be honest. You don't even let me clean up at the house. You have to do everything here. You don't even give me the ability as a woman to clean.
I
Which
do.
even Zara said that's how she gets her emotions out. I told you that's my therapy.
Okay. Hold on a
A
second.
good old Clorox high to clean is what I love.
Okay. I understand how you feel about that. And when we move in together, no problem. And even now, I'm starting to relinquish some of that. It's not because I don't trust you to do it. It's because I also want to show you that I'm a very well domesticated man. And I'm sure you've been with some other guys that that are slobs, right? And when I was younger, baby, I used to be a slob in my teenage years, right? And I cleaned up my act. And all I've been trying to do is show you that I am in it to win it with you. I am a man that respects a woman in all aspects, whether she wants to work, whether she wants to be a homemaker, whatever, right? And I'm also trying to show you that I don't just sit around and do guy stuff all day. I do the things that were once only known as things that women would do. I can cook, I can clean, I can wash clothes, I can mop floors, I can vacuum. How often do I vacuum? All the goddamn time, right? It's with no disrespect to you as a woman. It's basically me as a man trying to show you in this modern world that I can also do the things that were once only known as things that typically women would do, right? Does that make sense?
Right? No, I'm just agreeing with Zara.
Okay, we got to move forward here because we got to wrap this up, baby. Number 8, don't put pebbles in your pocket. Deal with issues as they arise. Don't hang on to small issues and then raise them all when conflict finally arises. Trying to deal with one topic at a time will mean that you are more likely to resolve the issue. I agree with that, babe. You know, and there are times where you or other women in the past, or my mother, you ladies will you get so emotional at times. You throw 3 or 4 things at once, and it's like shit. Men are logical thinkers, right? I'm not saying women are not. Women respond to everything emotionally first, based on how they're feeling in the present moment. Then they reason with logic afterwards.
Harbor their emotions.
And they come at us with everything all at once. You come at us with everything at once. Right.
We keep it all in there. We harbor it. And then when we attack, boom, it's full.
Oh my God. When you attack, you come hardcore. Hardcore, baby.
I will throw every mistake you made in your face. Because I just dictated in my brain.
Yeah. Let me say this real quick. Angels Asylum for some reason got timed out by Nightbot. I agree with a manly man and a feminine woman. And then she said the men used to hunt and provide, and the woman took care of the children. Now men don't hunt and women don't cook. It's true. that's very true. Go ahead, baby. Sorry.
No, that's
baby?
so true. Yes, I'm here. No, men are not doing their jobs. Hold on. I just had to go and urinate for a second. I put you on mute while I did that.
Oh, okay, baby.
No, women or men are not the same providers that they used to be. Men are just little bitches.
I
And
agree.
women go out there right now and we are making the big money and we are providing and we are raising our children.
Uh-huh.
We're not perfect, but the men of today, not our generation, but the ones that
Most of
we're
them are
raising,
sissies. I get it, baby.
are
Most of them are
sissies.
they're sissies. Real quick here. Um, let's see. Simmer Down says I cook dinner every night, but that is how I was raised and I love to cook, so it gives me
Me
feminine
too.
credits.
That's
No,
how
no,
I
no,
was raised.
no disrespect, Simmer Down. I think you actually understand this, and I really respect and appreciate your comments. They're very constructive and on point. I really respect people that can just have a constructive conversation, whether we agree or disagree. That's what I love, right? Um,
Hmm.
it sounds like you were raised right, and you have a lot of old school traditional values, but you're also a modern woman. No problem. No problem. And quite honestly, the way that you sound, you probably would have been a good mother. It just probably wasn't in the cards for you for whatever reason, right? I mean, if you love to cook and you were raised in that old school type of way, you have some old school values. So I totally I get that. Zara says, but men can't have it both ways, coach. No, coach. The cost of living went up and we had to enter the working world. I understand that, Zara. Here's the thing. I get the fact that in some areas, especially here in the San Francisco Bay Area, the LA area, Southern California, New York, certain areas, the cost of living is so high that you need to have a dual income, right? Or at least, one of you has to have a job that makes like the equivalent of two incomes in one, right? So, so, and I guess my lady does make a lot of sense. I give her a lot of credit, and she's pretty much right about everything she's saying. We're looking at it from two different perspectives here. We're looking at it from the male aspect and the female aspect. And we need to have more conversations like these because this is the way that we're all going to better learn on how to navigate this modern world. That's why I call this show Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, because it's uncharted territory. It is. It really is. Um, so, but nothing wrong with women working. All I'm saying is this: if women want to work or want to have a career, go and have your career. Go be a leader. Go exude masculine energy at work when necessary to make it through, right? But when you come home to your masculine man, if you cannot turn off the majority of that masculinity and be a little more feminine, it's just not attractive to us. That's all we're saying. We're not trying to take anything else away from you. All we're saying is that, all I'm saying is that I think men and women need to learn how to better balance their work and their personal lives. And we'll tell you, baby, before we get to the end of this show here, but when you met me, the thing we talked about initially was having a better balance of your work and your personal life. And we talked about how your job requires you to exude more masculine energy. Did we not talk about this when we first met almost 10 months ago?
Yes, we did. And thank
Okay.
you, Zara, for your comment. Yes, we did. Because the retail job I was in, which we're not going to name the name of the company, but it's a lot of heavy lifting. It's a lot of masculine things that go on. And yeah, I had to step it up and be a little bit more masculine than feminine at times once I got promoted. When I was not promoted, I got to be the cute girl at the check stand and be feminine.
I'm sorry. Baby, I'm not laughing at you. I'm like,
You're respecting the honesty.
I love it. When I wasn't in management, when I was just a lower level, entry level employee, I got to be the cute girl at the check stand. The one that men would look at your booty and your boobies and your cute smile and flirt with you, right?
I had yeah, there was like nothing I had to do but just sit there and look pretty.
So you got to be all
But
feminine and
then,
girly.
but then when you get to be a manager, you gotta like take those eyelashes off and put those combat boots on and work.
Yeah. And I agree with Zara. Zara says you men aren't good at balancing. Most people are not. I am. My lady is, because we come from good families, and for the most part we were raised right, and you know some people just learn how to balance their work and their personal life, and balancing their relationship, and balancing masculine and feminine energy. But you are correct, Zara. Most men and women are not good at balancing out their work and personal life nowadays. Sounds like you are respectfully saying that, but you are right. Zara,
It's
makes a lot of
really
sense.
tough. No,
Yeah.
it is. It's really tough to balance it. And it's
Yeah.
tough to go home. Like it's tough to
Yeah.
walk out the door of your job and leave that there and then walk home and not harbor,
Right. Right.
And then it's also the same flip side. Hard to walk in the door of your job and not have your own life affect you.
Right. Right. Now, baby, let's move forward, because I got to read this last part here, and then I'm going to blitz through this. We'll share final thoughts and we'll get out of here. Wow. We could have done a two-parter on this one, babe. This is a great, great topic. Not now. How to avoid a fight. If you want to prevent a fight from beginning, which is a good idea some of the time, like when you are getting ready to leave for work, or you are really tired and need some sleep, then here are some great tips. Baby, you and I could probably learn from this here. Just listen if you are able. Active listening helps your partner feel heard, and may just be enough to help them work out for themselves the issue that is troubling them. Try to put yourself in their shoes. Maybe they are raising a relevant point. Do not react. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. And wait before you say anything. Stopping even for a short time can help you calm down and give a gentler response. Stay clear of the four horsemen. They will escalate a conversation pretty quickly. Acknowledge. Hold on a second. Let me scroll up here. Acknowledge your partner's issue, then suggest discussing it a little later in the day so that you can both have a think about the subject first. Use technology, email, or text some of the issues. This can take any heat of the emotion out of the equation and allows you to be very specific when you are raising issues. I will only use texting when I need to send a quick message out, and I have other things to do. And I'll tell my ladies, hey, babe, let's talk in a couple hours. I'm busy doing this right now, preparing for a show or doing this with family or whatever. I'll get back to you at this time, right? And then we communicate through text until we can talk. But I honestly think, if you're going to talk things out, either talking on the phone or in person, way better than email or text. Email and text should be used to coordinate phone calls or meeting up in person or hanging out in person, but it shouldn't be used as your main source. Do you agree with that, babe? Because we just have one final part to go through here.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay, perfect. What can you do if conflict... I can't even talk. What can you do if conflict is escalating? Take a time out. Negotiate this ahead of time. If either party feels things are escalating, then it is okay for the discussions to end. Let the other person know when you are willing to begin discussing the issue again. 30 minutes should calm the situation down.
Can I stop you?
Yes.
This is something you and I go through a lot.
Okay.
When we're talking about my issues and I get overwhelmed with my anxiety, you push it. You're like, we need to talk about it. But I'm saying I just need a break to breathe.
Okay.
So this is a very great suggestion, because even if I had 30 minutes to calm down, then maybe I could gather my thoughts, not feel so defensive of what you're saying, and we can, do the whole thing. So yes, that's a great point right there.
It's a great point. And remember, the blog author is a female. The lady that owns the blog is a female. So I get it coming from the female perspective. And I'm beginning to more so understand that too, baby. I get it. And all men, even the best of us, even the most experienced men, are not going to get everything right with women every single time. But we do the best we can.
One. Holy shit, the next one is something I just talked to you about, or I just said.
Let me read it. If either party is becoming angry or using any of the four horsemen, it is time to stop. Go do another activity or deal with the strong emotion that is happening. Try hitting a punch bag, going for a run, using some breathing exercises, or being mindful. Go ahead.
That's why I was saying meditation, walking, doing whatever brings you peace. And that is the best way to get through this.
Amen. Let the other partner know that you care about them and how they are feeling, and that despite the disagreement, you still love them. We do that all the time. If your partner attempts to repair, yeah, amen, baby. If your partner attempts to repair things, please be kind to them and consider accepting their attempt. We always do. We always
2:30 in the morning. That's what I did.
And we were both there for each other. Okay.
Amen.
How to repair.
Amen.
How to repair. Following an argument, it is really important to repair the relationship and reconnect with your partner. This requires both partners to soothe and support each other. You can achieve this by apologizing, hugging one another, or sharing a calming activity. Also, you can ask your partner what they need from you at that moment. And how well do we handle that, baby? How well do we repair things?
Oh my God. I don't even have words on the resolution that we have with any conflict or anxiety I have. Like, our conflict resolution is almost instantaneously. And I just know in my past relationships, when things would happen, it would go on for weeks, months. But we literally resolve within 15 minutes.
And we do that, baby, because we're both mature, grown-ass adults. We have everybody has immature moments, no matter how mature you are. But we are two mature, grown-ass adults. And I am a man that has experienced so much in life. I've made so many mistakes in the past. I've lashed out at women in the past. I've never physically hurt a woman, but I've lashed out at women in the past, and that does nothing. That scares them, and that gets you dumped. And it basically makes you come off as a weak beta female dog type of man. Let's just put it that way, right? So, yeah, I've learned to be cool, calm, and collective, and more so try to do what the blog author says here, soothe and support each other. And that's what I do. And baby, let me tell you something. I've always tried to soothe you. I mean, but there are times, baby, you get really intense. Like you're like one of the most emotional women.
Sometimes I like put my little.
Fuck yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah, I put those little things out there and I push you away.
I'd rather you be more like a peacock, but you're like a porcupine. I get it, baby.
Well, here's the thing. A peacock at sometimes. I'm very colorful and fun.
No, I get that.
When I'm in that defensive mode, that's when the peacock comes out.
Right. And that's when I come in. Porcupine. Yeah. And that's when I come out and say, or that's when I jump in and use my natural soothing techniques. It's not something that is planned. It's just something that I naturally do. I come in and try to soothe you. And even though initially you fight me off, even when I try to soothe you, I continue the soothing process, and eventually you give up and you're like, oh, my man's not arguing me. He's trying to make me feel good. He really loves me. He's not reacting. I'm trying to trigger my man because I'm triggered. I want to trigger him to my level because he triggered me, or something triggered me. And now I just, I'm trying to trigger him so, he can just keep it going. But when I stay cool, calm, and collective and use soothing techniques, eventually you give up and you fall into my arms, and it's all good. Ready, baby, for the final part here in closing.
Let's go.
Relationships can be challenging, but you choose to be with your partner because you care about them. Amen. Remember that you don't want to avoid conflict in your relationship. Just find ways to manage it. If you are struggling with unresolved conflict and you have tried some of the strategies I've talked about, it might be time to bring in a third party. I work with couples to identify core values and beliefs that may be contributing to conflict and use a solution-focused approach to get their relationship back on track. Now, if you want more information about Debbie Carberry, you can go below in the description of this live stream or live stream replay. And the link to this blog is there, and you can get her information if you want to work with her. If you want to work with my lady and I, you can go to my website in the description, coach.eliasmelas.com, and hit the products tab, and there are many options there for you to choose. I will be adding another option that includes my lady and I, phone coaching people together. Right now, my 1 hour coaching rate is $79 for just myself for an hour of phone coaching time. But for $99, I'm going to add a package that includes myself and my lady. And I'll be adding that to my website later this week or by next week. So there are your options there. Baby, final thoughts before we go off the air. We're at 2 hours and 47 minutes. Wow.
I just want to start by saying thank you to everybody that was here. Zara, Simmer Down, everybody, Angel, everybody that was here. Sifu, thank you for all your comments. Seven, all of that. ODM, I think I covered them all right there. But thank you guys for all being here, giving positive feedback. We'll be back tomorrow morning with another show. And I'm looking forward to it.
2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. And these shows, we're going to try to limit them, baby, to an hour to an hour and a half.
Yes. And so, this was a great blog. It had a lot of great information. And if anybody wants to reach out and have any questions, they know how to get a hold of you or me. And, like you said, just put the donation in there. We're willing to help. And thank you so much.
Yeah. Baby, I could not have said any better myself. I'm just really thrilled. It was a great show. I want to thank everyone for being here. Too many people to mention, and I've got to end this show. So my lady didn't drive out here this time because of some changes in our scheduling. I went down to her area, and when some plans changed, I drove her to my place. So I've got to drive her back, and it's a little over an hour drive. So got to hit the road because when I get back, I'll be doing a Walking with Purpose stream on my other channel, which is probably not going to happen until, I'm going to say, 4 or 5 Pacific, which is 7 or 8 Eastern. So there'll be a Walking with Purpose stream, but it all depends on how long it takes me to, get my lady home. And if we leave over the next 30 minutes, then we could beat traffic both ways. So, baby, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being
Zara,
here. And
thank you for all of your feedback. I really appreciate it. It was a great conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you again to everyone. Again, too many to mention, but I love you all. We love you all. Baby, I'm going to put you backstage. I'll come get you in a few. So thank you, baby. Thank you. It was a great show.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. That was my lady and I. Wow. We thought it was going to be an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're at 2 hours and 50 minutes. All right, folks. Got to run. Have a good one, and see you all next time. And as always, be good to each other.